మీరు మార్నింగ్ టైం అవైలబిలిటీ ఉంటారు. మీరు ఇండియా అది
ఏంటంటే నేను ఇండియా నుంచి కాదండి, యుఎస్ అది.
మీది యూఎస్.
యుఎస్ నుంచే చెప్తున్నాను నేను, ఇండియా నుంచి కాదు. ఇండియా నుంచి చెప్పేది కష్టం మనకి. నేను యుఎస్ న్యూయార్క్ లో ఉంటాను నేను.
ఓకే.
నేను ఓడిఐ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటర్.
మీరు ఈవినింగ్స్ ఖాళీగా ఉంటారు అంటే ఇప్పుడు కాల్ చేయాలంటే మీ మార్నింగ్?
నాకు ఈవినింగ్ 7 నుంచి నైట్ 11 దాకా 3 క్లాసెస్ ఉంటాయి.
ఓకే.
అది ఒరాకిల్ క్లాస్ ఉంటుంది, ఓడిఐ క్లాస్ ఉంటుంది.
అదేనండి.
ఓకే, ఇంకా ఇన్ఫర్మేటిక్ కానీ ఏదైనా 3 క్లాసులు.
ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ వస్తే వాట్సాప్ చేస్తాం మీకు, మీరే మీకు ఖాళీగా ఉన్నప్పుడు.
చేయండి. నాకు నా ఆఫీస్ టైంలో నా లంచ్ టైం, మీరు ఎర్లీ మార్నింగ్ లంచ్ టైంలో కాల్ చేయండి నాకు. 12 to 1 నా లంచ్ టైం. 12 to 1 అంటే మీ టైంలో 9 to 10 ఆ టైంలో చేయొచ్చు. మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకున్న తర్వాత మీరు టైంలో డౌట్ ఉంటే మీరు కాల్ చేయొచ్చు. అట్లీస్ట్ నాకు మెసేజ్ అన్న పెట్టండి, వాట్సాప్ లో మెసేజ్ అన్న.
అదే మెసేజ్ చేస్తే మీ నంబర్ చెప్తారా?
518-867-5172. 518-867-5172. మీరు ఎప్పుడు ఏ డౌట్ వచ్చినా కానీ నాకు అడగొచ్చు. ఓకే ఓకే. సో లాస్ట్ క్లాస్ లో ఏమేమి ఫినిష్ చేసుకుందామండి మనం? What are the topics we completed in the last class? During our development in the designer, during our development, please remember starting the recording and in the designer during our the development we always use what is the we always use logical schema only. Okay, the logical schema only. So the logical schema indirectly pointing to physical schema and pointing to server. That's why the agent will get that information. See here, what is the architecture? Data server to physical schema, physical schema to logical schema. Logical schema. So logical schema will be used in ODI for development. Okay. So now, so how development? But actually, what are the tables and everything? So what are the tables? What are the physical details and everything? So as we specify the logical schema in the designer, so the agent who is going to responsible for executing agent is responsible for executing. So the agent gets the physical schema details and the data server details based on the logical schema what you selected in the designer. So here we will select the logical schema in the designer. So from the logical schema it goes back to the physical schema and it goes back to the data server. So the data server has username and password for connecting. So then it connects to the database. Okay, in the designer during our development we always, so here what is this project? Let's see the first create a project. I want to create a project. Okay, so now expand this project. Okay, right click here and create a new project. Create a new project or file new. Okay, here no file new. So here plus new project. You can see a new project here or right click here and new project. So let's see, I'm creating a new project. So ODI class batch 6. Batch underscore 6 is the project. So save. I created a new project. Okay, so a project created. What is this project contains? What are the components of a project? Right? So the project components are, so how to create a project? So right click in the project area here, right click here and then new project. Right click here and new project. Expand this, right click here and new project, or we can create a new project. Okay, so what is the project components? Project components are folder. Main project components are project created in designer. So main project components are folder, and then what is this? Folder, variables, sequences, user functions, variables, sequences, user functions. Then what else we have? User function, knowledge modules, and markers. Okay. So now, what is this folder contains? Folder contains packages, mappings. Folder contains. Folder is again divided into packages, mappings, reusable mappings, and procedures. Okay, so these are the component procedures. These are the one project can have a multiple folders. One project can have multiple folders. Okay, so one project can have a multiple folders. Let's see. So I'm changing the name, first folder to R&D. That's my R&D. So that's why I want to store all the R&D details in this one. Okay, so now I'm creating another folder. Right click here and new folder. I'm creating a new folder. So general practices. So we can organize the project into different folders. Okay, so these variables, sequences, user functions, knowledge modules, and markers. All these four can be used in any folder. Okay, so now, see, this is variables. Don't worry, this one, this one, this one. So the knowledge modules are 3 types, 6. So knowledge module. So what is the project? Project contains folder, and one project can have a multiple folder. Along with this one, variables, sequences, user functions, knowledge modules, and markers. What is this knowledge module? What are the types of knowledge modules? So these knowledge modules are types: RKM, LKM, IKM, CKM, SKM, and JKM. So the RKM stands for reverse engineer knowledge module. Knowledge modules. LKM stands for load knowledge modules. And here is integration knowledge modules. CKM is check knowledge modules. So SKM is service knowledge modules. And JKM stands for generalized knowledge modules. Knowledge modules. What is this knowledge modules and what is the functionality we will see in the next class. Okay, generally knowledge modules are nothing but a code templates. The knowledge modules are code templates. These knowledge modules generate necessary code for finishing your project. These knowledge modules generates a code. These are the code templates are responsible for generating a code. Here we are not writing any code. Okay, so ODI generates the code, not exactly ODI. So the knowledge modules generates the code. These are the code templates. So the responsible for generating code. Responsible for generating executable code. These are the responsible for generating a executable code. So these knowledge modules generates a code templates and responsible, and each one has its a different functionality, RKM, LKM, CKM and everything. Okay, so now, so these are the project components are based on 12C, ODI 12C. Okay, so in the 11G, packages are called packages only, and in the mappings they used to call it as a interface. So there is no reusable mappings in the 11G. No reusable mappings. Mappings in 11G. ODI 11G, no. So procedures are procedures only. So interfaces in ODI 11G. So the no reusable mapping in the ODI 11. Variables are same in both. Sequences are same in both. User functions are same in both. Knowledge modules are same in both 11G and 12C. And markers are also same in this 11G and 12C. Folder, variable, sequences and user functions. So these are the components of your project. So now a project created. What is the project? And we will see one by one. So once you started all these things, we'll see. Okay, see this folder is for organizing your project. So here using this folder we can organize the folder. Okay, so let's see what is the package and what is an interface, what is the things, we will see what is the order of creation and everything. Okay, so thing is one part is done. What is the part is we created a ODI project designer. In the designer work repository we created a project. Now the second step is to import all the tables from sources and targets into ODI. Importing all the tables. Okay, so project is ready, right? Project is ready. So we have to develop these packages, we have to develop these mappings, we have to develop this reusable mapping, procedures, variables, we have to use variables, we have to use sequences, user functions and everything. What are the main components we will be developing in the ODI project? See, what is the main use of ODI project? So the main use of ODI project is to implement the ETL, right? See, the main use of ODI project is to perform DTL operations. ETL operations. ETL means with concept of ELT operations into data warehouse. Into data warehouse or the data integrating the data from multiple sources. Okay, so what is the steps in this one? So the extraction, load and transform. Extraction, load and transform. So ELT means extraction from sources, load into staging area on target server, transform and then integrate into final target tables. Integrate into final target tables. These are the steps we need to do. Okay, so the extraction from the source. This is the first step. And this is a third one. These are the three steps. Extraction from the sources. But extracting from the sources means what? Extracting from source tables. Extracting from source tables. Yes, extracting from source tables. And loading staging area. So these two steps are for loading data into final tables. That means, okay, so extract data from source tables, apply data flow operations and transformations, finally load into target tables. Okay, see here, so this is the main aim. The main aim of ODI ELT implementation is to extract data from source table, apply the data flow operations, the transform, finally load into targeted tables. Extracting from source tables. The source tables is there on the source server. Okay, source tables on source servers. source tables on source servers. Okay. Now the target tables on target server. Target tables on source server. So we have already defined the servers. Where we define? We have already source tables on source servers physical schema, target tables on target servers physical schema. Okay, so we have already registered source and target servers along with the physical schema in topology. So we have already completed registration or configuration. Some people will configuration of source and target servers along with the physical schema. So this is the physical schema from where actually your source tables and target tables are reside. Okay, the configuration is done. So now our step is to, before starting your ETL jobs, between the source and the target, so we need to import the definitions of source tables and target tables before starting ELT map ODI maps development, ODI component development. We need to import all source tables and target tables into ODI work repository. Let's say it's into ODI. ODI means ODI work repository. So before starting ODI component development, what are the ODI components? These are the project components. Packages or mappings or reusable mappings or procedures. Before starting any one of these, we need to import. Before starting ODI component development, we need to import all source tables and target tables into ODI. Okay, so this process is called as the reverse engineering. So the process of importing source tables and target tables definitions is called as a reverse engineering. So process of importing source and target tables definitions. Not only source and target tables, all the tables required, sources and target tables are files or anything. Files are XML files, information, files definitions into ODI is called as reverse engineering process. So the reverse engineering, if anybody asks you what is the reverse engineering, so the reverse engineering is getting nothing but getting the metadata information. So the definitions of your source and the target tables, not only the source and target tables, and whatever source technology, whatever target technology, getting the definitions. So this is called as the process of importing all the source and targets is called as the reverse engineering. Okay, so now we are going to work on this step 7, import all the tables and everything. So how? We are going to use a designer. So the reverse engineering can be done. So if anybody asks you what is the reverse engineering is nothing but a importing definition tables and reverse engineering can be done using ODI designer designers. Okay, so models navigation, models window. Let's say the model window. Okay, here it is. See here, project, and this is the models window. So the reverse engineering can be done using the designer. This is your designer window in the models. Yes. So now we are going to see a models. Okay, so the models can be organized like this. Models can be, model is nothing but a models navigation is nothing but a, so how model folder contains models, we can have models, and each model contains data stores. Data stores is nothing but a table. Data store is nothing but a table or a view or a synonym, anything, or actually from where we are extracting and from where we are loading, from where to we are loading. So the data store, so the model folder, this model folder is optional, so we don't need to create a model folder, we can directly create a models. Okay, under data stores, the data stores is nothing but a tables, views and synonyms. Tables, views and synonyms. Data store, if anybody say what is a data store, don't confuse this. ODI terminology, the table is called as a data store. Okay, so model folder. Let's see here. Right click here, create a new model folder. Okay, so new model folder. I'm creating the model folder as, so MDL folder of, I'm creating Oracle, sorry, ODI batch 6. This is my ODI batch 6. That's my name I'm giving. Okay. See, I created a new model folder. Inside this I'm organizing. So inside this I want to create another folder for sources, another folder for targets. So here model folder does not contain any data on it. So MDL folder sources, MDL folder sources, so a folder created. So I'm moving this to here. Okay, so now here I'm creating another folder. So MDL underscore folder underscore targets. That's it. See here, I created a one folder, model folder ODI batch 6, that is the target parent model folder. That's why I told here. So it's a model folder organization. Model folder is optional and it's not required. That's that. What is the use of model folder is, we can easily organize the tables. We can easily organize it. And models. What is a model? So let's see. We'll see model. Okay. So now this is the this one. Actually, model is nothing but a schema of set of tables. Okay, let's see. I'm creating a model. Okay, so now model folder contains a model. Model is nothing but a tables from a single logical schema. Tables imported from a logical schema. So if anybody asks you what is a model is nothing but a set of tables, but the set of tables imported from a single logical schema. What is a data store? Data store is nothing but a table in a model. The data store is nothing but a single table. Single table from model. So please note down all the points. Okay, model folder is optional and it is a model imported from a logical schema. Let's create a model for source. Okay, so now here in our example, okay, so now I'm going to use on the same server. I'm using the same server. Okay, HR is my source. I'm using HR schema as source and I'm going to use, okay, so ODI target as my target. ODI target as my target. So I'm creating a new connection to my SQL developer. This you need to create this ODI target, right? Okay, so now this is my, I want to use HR is my source, HR schema is my source, and the ODI target is my target. Okay, so now I have already created a logical schema for HR, and I have already created a logical schema target. Now let's see, I'm creating a model for my HR source. So now select the folder, right click, new model. Please observe from here carefully. So right click on new model. Okay, what is this? First thing is model name. So MDL underscore. Okay, what is this? MDL underscore. So let's give the naming convention. Okay, MDL underscore. I'm giving a Oracle underscore localhost and source underscore HR schema. So this means, what is this model? This model is belongs to Oracle technology from this server localhost, which I'm using it as a source, and physical schema is a HR. Okay, please, the naming convention what I am following. Okay, so now what is this technology? What is the technology of my source? The technology is the Oracle. So here we need to see the Oracle as my target. Okay, so now what is the logical schema associated to this HR? So ls Oracle localhost source HR and save. Okay, in the first definition tab, please observe carefully what is the information we are giving for creating a model. Important information for creating. Model. So it's a model name. Okay, model name under technology. Technology, that means the source technology, source and the logical schema technology and the logical schema. Logical schema. So these are the three information. So what is your source? I'm using a source is Oracle. Yes, that means Oracle. So it automatically populates all the logical schemas under this Oracle. If you go to here and then see the logical architecture, you will see this one. So how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all you have 5 here. Okay, so now I'm going to create this model HR, this model from this logical schema. Everybody is clear? Please let me know. Abhirav, Devender, Praneeth, Rohit, clear? Shiva, Shrikar, clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Please చెప్పండి సార్, అర్థమవుతుందా అర్థమవట్లేదా?
అర్థమవుతుంది
సార్.
చెప్పండి, అర్థమవుతుంది కానీ
కొంచెం కన్ఫ్యూజింగ్ ఉంది యాక్చువల్ గా.
ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి. ఇప్పుడు కన్ఫ్యూజింగ్ ఉందో చెప్పండి.
అంటే కొన్ని స్టెప్స్ అయిన తర్వాత ఆ లాస్ట్ స్టెప్ అనలైజ్ చేస్తుంటా, అంటే అది ప్రాక్టీస్ తో వచ్చింది.
ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలండి, ఎందుకంటే కోడింగ్ తక్కువ ఉంటుంది ఇక్కడ. ఓకే, మీకు అర్థమవుతుందా? అభిరామ్ గారు, ప్రణీత్ గారు, రోహిత్ గారు
అర్థమవుతుంది సార్.
ఓకే, సో నౌ ఇది అయిపోయిన తర్వాత, so once this is basic information done, now we have to reverse engineering. So what is the reverse engineering? See, the reverse engineering is the process of getting all the tables information into ODI. Okay, so ఈ మోడల్ లో okay, we are reverse engineering from which schema? ఏ స్కీమా నుంచి మనం రివర్స్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ చేస్తున్నామండి ఇక్కడ? From what schema we are reverse engineering? చెప్పండి అభిరామ్ గారు, దేవేందర్, ప్రణీత్, రోహిత్.
సోర్స్ టార్గెట్ ఫిజికల్ స్కీమా.
ఫిజికల్ స్కీమా కాదు, ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడ అసలు ఫిజికల్ స్కీమా లేదు కదా. ఏంటంటే ఏ స్కీమా నుంచి మనం రివర్స్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ చేస్తున్నాం? స్కీమా నేమ్ ఏంటి?
సోర్స్
లాజికల్ స్కీమా. ఏ లాజికల్ స్కీమా నేమ్ ఏంటి?
Oracle localhost source HR.
Yes, ls underscore Oracle localhost HR. Okay, this logical schema is pointing to where? Okay, so now go back to your logical architecture. ls Oracle source HR. This is the logical schema. So this logical schema, double click it and pointing to this physical schema, tplg Oracle localhost HR. So see here, tplg Oracle localhost and HR. So that means, so here if we are specifying here in the logical schema, That means we are connecting to this physical schema. What is the physical schema we are connecting? This physical schema. How? In the reverse order. So from the designer, it goes to logical schema. It goes to logical schema. From here, it gets the physical schema information and it will connect to this using this HR user. Now, so next go to reverse engineering. Okay, so the reverse engineering can be a standard reverse engineering or customized reverse engineering. So the reverse engineering. And the second one, the reverse engineering can be done in a standard or customized way. Can be done by either standard process or customized process. Standard reverse engineering or customized reverse engineering. Let's say customized reverse engineering. Engineering or customized reverse engineering. What is standard and what is customized, we will see. Okay, reverse engineering. So default is customized. Sorry, default is reverse engineering. Standard. This is the default one. Okay, let's see. Don't worry about the customized. We will see in next class. I'm not telling everything in one class. Okay, so now standard reverse engineering and customized reverse engineering. So now I'm selecting the customized standard reverse engineering. Okay, so what are the type of object to reverse engineer? So tables, views, synonyms. So that means, okay, from this logical schema, we are importing all the tables, all the views, and all the synonyms. Okay, we are importing tables, views, and the synonyms. Okay, everybody is clear? Tables, views, and the synonyms. We are reverse engineering these three. Okay, now we are importing these three tables from this definition, the logical schema. Reverse engineering. What are the types of reverse engineering? The types of reverse engineering is standard and customized reverse engineering. The standard means that comes with the default reverse engineering methodology. So we will see customized, we will see in the later classes. Don't worry about that one. First we need to see. Okay, tables, views, and synonyms. Okay, so now this is done. So what is the selective reverse engineering? Selective reverse engineering is, okay, complete reverse engineering or a selective reverse engineering. Okay, so see, the standard reverse engineering is the type, standard or customized, or after that either in a standard or in a customized, we have a, for a standard reverse engineering, again selective or complete reverse engineering. Selective reverse engineering or a complete reverse engineering. Selective reverse engineering means, okay, selecting required tables only, importing required tables, importing only necessary tables, and here is importing all tables, A complete reverse engineering process is to import all the tables. So the selective reverse engineering is to select only necessary tables. Okay, let's see here. So the complete means complete. Okay, if I, without selecting anything, if I click the reverse engineering, it imports all the tables. See here, it is importing all the tables from my physical schema. So here I am not doing the selective reverse engineering. So importing complete reverse engineering. I am doing the complete reverse engineering. Okay, so now go to your designer. Reverse engineering is done. Okay, you see here, all the tables are there here. These are the tables and view also. Countries, departments, and employees, tables, job, history, locations. These are all the tables we have in your HR schema. Everybody is clear? We did the reverse engineering, not the selective reverse engineering. Selective reverse engineering is, I can select only few objects. Whatever objects I have, I can select it. That we will see in this another one. This control, and generalizing, then we will see in this one. So the basically the first part is to imported all the tables into this model folder. Everybody is clear so far? Everybody is clear so far? Okay. Now let's see. Yeah, Chapane. Hello? Abhiram, Devendra, Praneeth, Rohit.
Nothing, sir.
Okay. So now this model folder. Model folder is right click and create a new model. Okay. So MDL, Oracle, localhost. I'm creating the target. Target underscore ODI target. That is the one. So the technology is, our technology is the Oracle. Okay. So here logical schema is ODI target one. ODI target logical schema. Okay. Reverse engineer. I'm using the standard. I want to do select reverse engineering. Existing object and object to reverse. See, these are the tables I have in my target. These are all the tables I have in my target. Regions underscore target. I want to rename the regions underscore target. Let me do that one. Okay, see here, these are the tables I am reversing engineering. So I'm selecting yes, that means I'm selecting only required tables into this one. Now I have I imported all the tables into my schema. So these tables are called as each table is called as the data store. Each table is called as a data store. Right click here, we can create a new data store. We can create a new table that we will see in our later classes. Right now we imported all the tables into your schema. See, the 7th step is done. So imported all the tables from sources and targets into ODI. So the sources and targets into ODI is called as a reverse engineering. So how do you reverse engineering? We will reverse engineering using ODI. Okay, so ODI model folder. We can create a folders, organize the structure like this. So the model folder is optional and a model. Model means all the set of tables imported from a single logical schema. What is a model? Model is nothing but a collection of tables. Each table in a model is called, say, in the database side, we will call it as a table. Within the ODI, we will call it as a data store. Don't confuse with the data store and the table. Both are same. And a single table from model. So we'll create a models and everything like this. See here, this is your model folder and another folder, model and data store. Okay, everybody? Everybody is a clear?
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why we, on the real time, why we do reverse engineering?
Without reverse engineering, how can you create a mapping?
Oh, okay.
So here we have to create a mapping, right?
Goes,
See, here we have
yes,
to create a mapping, right?
yes.
The mapping is, what is the meaning of mapping? So we are going to develop the extraction, right? We are going to develop the ETL jobs, right?
Yes.
See, the main use of ODI project is to perform the ETL operations. What is the meaning of ETL? ETL operations means, so the extraction, load and transform.
Load.
Okay, it's extraction from the source, transform and load into target. So extraction from what? Source tables, right? So we need to generate a mapping, or we need to generate a component for doing your ELT operations. Okay, but ELT is then what? Tables. Where do we have a tables? We have a tables in our repository, right? So having tables in the repository, we cannot create any projects. That's why we need to import everything. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Everybody is clear? Abhiram, Devendra, Praneeth, Rohit. So the reverse engineering is of two types. So model, so reverse engineering, standard reverse engineering and a customizing. Inside a standard reverse engineering, we have a selective reverse engineering. Selective reverse engineering is we can import only necessary tables. The complete reverse engineering is a importing all the tables. And one thing here we need to see today is the reverse engineering process and the project components. What are the project components? Folder, variables, sequences, user functions, and knowledge modules. What are the knowledge modules? Knowledge modules are code templates responsible for generating the executable code for ODI. So it generates the executable code. We are not writing a code. We are just defining the data flow job. We are going to define the data flow job, but who is going to generate a code? The knowledge modules is going to generate. What are the types of knowledge modules? The types of knowledge modules are RKM, LKM, IKM, CKM, SKM, and JKM. RKM stands for reverse engineering. LKM stands for load knowledge module. IKM stands for integration knowledge module. And CKM stands for check knowledge modules. And SKM stands for service knowledge module. And JKM is a generalized knowledge modules. Everybody is a clear, please?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So then we will see in our next class. I'm requesting everybody to please practice is very, very important. Okay. I have already uploaded the last class. So this is the one, it's already there and it's shared to everybody. So yes. So do you want this complete thing? Did I send any notes on that other day? I sent a notes anything before or no? Okay, so now let's see this one.
First and second was sent.
Internet?
First day and second day was sent, sir. We sent first day and second day, day 2 and day 1.
Day 2 and day 1 పంపించాను. So connecting to repository. Let's see. I will send an email. I'll send an email directly to everyone. Okay.